from beneath the sand. Dancing with me, girl, seems so far away. Across this universe, she lives another day. I know the reason she stays. I know the reason she's so far away. I know the reason she stays. I know the reason she's so far away. She's so far away.
Stuff, but there was a cow looking like it was using tall wooden legs. It appeared from time to time to say, like, yeah, I know you can do it. You have my trust. When I was outside my bedroom window, and the moonlight spread its shadow across my ceiling. And sometimes when I woke up in my groggy state, it looked like spider webs. Everything's gonna be okay. Probably. It's hard to tell.
And we should be live. Just let me switch this. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Johnny, nice seeing you. Thanks for the push you made to the YouTube integration. I'm still using your debug version. Hi, Alan. Hi, Extreme Ideas, Vic, Kemi, Austin. Nice seeing you all here. I hope that today will be a bit of a fun stream.
For a while, I was really scared of them. Like, it's definitely something that doesn't
Oh,
happen
yeah.
every day. But
So,
I knew what was going on, and
a little bit later on, I still want to give a couple of minutes or 15 minutes. Let's decide on how many minutes we will be waiting for anybody else who wants to still join in. Extreme Ideas, no, you can. Let's say currently it's 6 o'clock local time. 45 minutes. Rasby, hi, sorry, forgot to mention you. Chris, good morning. Although it has been morning, it's been afternoon for me for almost 6 hours. So yeah. So let's say that in 45 minutes we will select one winner. And yes, I apologize. So when I made the video, well, there was a bit of miscommunication between me and the SwitchBot. So when I made the video, I mentioned that they sent me 2 cameras and that one I will be giving away because there were 2 different tracks. There were 2 different threads. So in one, they mentioned that they will be sending me some stuff, which included this SwitchBot, and in parallel, we were talking about this event that the SwitchBot is currently having. That's the pre-Prime Day and Prime Day sale. So they wanted to do a mid-roll ad. By the way, did you know where the money from the mid-roll ad went? Actually, yeah, I wish that would be enough. Unfortunately, it wasn't. But it just gave me a bit more push to buy this sooner than I wanted. So every ad also goes into something here. So this ad went into part of the cost of the GoPro 10 camera. So by the way, as I was mentioning, so there were 2 different threads, and in this thread they also said, oh, do you want to make a giveaway? And I said, sure, why not? Giving away camera would be great. And I didn't know that they meant that those 3 cameras they sent were for me, and that they themselves will be arranging shipping anywhere worldwide. So after I made the video, they contacted me and said, no, don't bother with the costs of shipping anywhere. We will ship the item anywhere in the world. So yeah, but still, as I said, they are going to ship this camera, but I will be keeping this camera here in a box. In mid September, I will be having a 3-year anniversary of the channel. Last year we did a giveaway where I given away some of the stuff I got and things like that. So even if I don't give away this camera now, we will be giving that camera away on the stream for my 3-year anniversary. So there will be 2 camera giveaways actually. So yeah, that's it. How is everybody going? Everybody, blah, 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 my language. Oh, sorry. Again, if this is your first time stream, don't get scared. I'm just kidding here. Thanks to my sponsor, once again, we have S Budget energy drink from Spar. This time we will be drinking Limet. And no, they actually are not sponsoring me. Just I like to have their fruit flavored or whatever flavored energy drinks, and this is the only time I drink energy drinks, so this is during the stream. Yeah, they've been Alan, they've been blah 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 blah. Sorry, SwitchBot has really been very nice to talk to and to cooperate, and probably you've seen a lot of other, I will now use words that everybody hates just to get on everybody's nerves, but influencers, home assistant, smart home influencers have been, just kidding, a lot of the guys that also create videos around home assistant or smart home community have recently got a lot of stuff from SwitchBot. There were a lot of videos yeah, they've been really nice in communication. For example, you know, there are some vendors that just send you, hi, you want video, do this, and send you some AliExpress link, and I don't like, for example, that item, but SwitchBot has been really nice. They've been, I will say, like, they've been pushing in terms of contacting all those people, but the talks with them are really okay. They actually never ask you to record a video on it. They just send you the stuff. They don't. I can't remember if I've ever read from them anything, except when they really did ask, is it possible to sponsor a video, pre-roll, mid-roll, something like that. They actually don't ask you to do video. They just send you stuff to play with, to do whatever you want. So that's great. Yeah, but I really like, I do have some issues with them, which I hope will be resolved in terms of technology they currently work. But I really do like them. I like the packing. Last time I think on stream I've showed you the difference between the packing of the SwitchBot and somebody else. So yeah. Does the live... Okay, so let me catch up. Can you make a POW board in USB? I'm not sure. I think that it's been worked on if it's not already possible. Does the live video work in a SwitchBot for Home Assistant? I think yes. Let me go here. Where is my test? Let me just switch the view. I think this one should load. No, it didn't load. Why didn't it load? I think it didn't load because after I recorded the video, I moved everything to my main setup. Let's give it this. Let me just refresh it. But it should work. I never, one thing, I never tried even playing with the pan tilt option for the camera. There are some add-ons or scripts that you can use that even cameras that do not normally work with the pan tilt in Home Assistant can work, but I think that all those... No, it's not working here. Oh, it's working here. So yeah, this is a live stream from that. But this is not pan tilt, this is the indoor cam. It's looking at the boxes with the filament on my 3D printer. But I'm not sure that this pan tilt functionality will at the end work with the Home Assistant. It will move itself by detecting the motion because it has trackability and motion detection. So if it detects motion, it will track that motion. But I'm not sure that you will be able to control it. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I also received. We have still time before we select one winner. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, I had to clean up the table. Hey, Street Wiz. So I had to clean up my table. It was really a mess. So last stream we looked at a bunch of the stuff that was on my desk, and yes, of course, I have a bunch of more stuff that arrived. So let me switch this. So last stream I showed you this, and I said I love the packing because they really did put a lot of effort in the packing. And after that I received this. I don't know if I don't think that I showed or talked about this one. Maybe I did. If I did, sorry for that. So they sent me this one. They also wanted to send me another one that has a biometric scanner here, but I said please don't, because as I said, these will not. They will work for dead balls. And if you, for example, don't have handle on the outside with what you can open the door, it will not help you. You cannot do anything. It doesn't have that functionality that, for example, Nuki has, that turns the lock even more to the unlock position to pull that latch in. So you will not be able to do that with this lock. This one should also work with the EU lock that should be available by the end of the year. But I also received something. Oh yeah, I finally bought power supply for the solder iron. So I did solder the headers on my Raspberry Pi 2, Raspberry Pi 02. So the headers are finally there, and if you can see, the SD card is also inside. But I still wasn't able to do that project that I wanted to do because overseas local, this is part of the Express One group, which I don't know who owns them. They have been having a lot of issues with delivery lately, so this package has been at least 3 or 4 times on the schedule to be delivered, and it wasn't delivered. So I'm missing a couple of cables that I need for that one to hook up to this screen. So yeah, but I also received something else, which I hoped to be able to make video for the next week, but I don't think that I will manage to do that over the weekend. Hey Zlatko! Hi Zlaya! So I received this box. I bought this. It's a bit huge, but I don't think that I've shown you this on last stream because I think it arrived just after the stream. Two AA batteries. You can use rechargeable ones. It's watertight. It has one button to close. Let me just put it near the mic. Can you hear this one? So this is a valve that you connect your hose or sprinkler system for the garden. Alan, thank you so much. Doing good, Zlatko, doing good. I'm always doing good. What's good about this one? So this one is outdoor battery powered Zigbee valve, and it also can measure the quantity of water. So the volume of water that passed through it can also be measured. So this is really something if you are in the summer currently. so not Australia. This is a really great product. I know that a lot of people have lately released videos. I think Ed released something on his gardening solution. I think also Aaron from Make It Work also released a video on it. I really searched for a long time for a device that is whatever, but battery powered. And yeah, it's a great device. I really hope that I will be making a video on it soon, and it's also available. Let me switch here to main. If we go to settings, integrations, MQTT, it's here somewhere. Not this. Let's search by the manufacturer. Express, if not, ever no. Oh, as you can see, we talk about this on last stream. Those Ever EVVR devices, HomeKit enabled and Zigbee. I've added it to the Home Assistant. No, oh, this one here. So as you can see, you can, let me put it like this near the mic. Sorry. And you can maybe also see the light. It clicks. There is a delay. Okay. Off. So you can set the timer. It tracks the water consumed and the duration that the valve was open. The timer and timer state. Battery 75%, and that's it. So I'm really looking forward to create a video on it. Too bad I don't have a single garden. Oh, let me check just something. If I press the button here, yeah, it can detect it. Okay. So yeah, yeah, Chris, not a product for Australia now, but even in the winter, Australia has a bit higher temperatures. Although that did have a lot of rain and yeah. Summer here in the UK for today. Winter will start again tomorrow. Street Wiz, yeah, we had, I think, 4 days now of non-summer weather. I would call it fall weather, but after having 36 or 37 degrees in a period where we usually get up to 30, it's okay. It's okay. California is always a bit high, but never too high, if I'm not mistaken, Alan. So yeah, this is what arrived. I don't think that anything else did arrive, but I did, as I've shown just a second ago, play with the Ever Zigbee module, and I think that will be the next video. Hopefully that will be the next video I do. So, anybody has had issues with the 2022.7 Home Assistant? Because I know that there were a lot of comments on two things, Bluetooth and Python 3.10. Yeah. Oh, by the way, also, while you write, if you had issues yesterday. So I met James. He's an awesome guy, and if you ever want to get any inspiration, you have to follow him on Twitter. I do hope that he will update his repository, but he has, I would say, the best Home Assistant implementation in the world. So it was really awesome to be able to see him, to talk with him. We had a coffee yesterday. He was passing through Zagreb. He was on a vacation, catching a flight here in Zagreb, so we managed to grab a coffee, and it was really awesome to see him in person. Yeah. Alan, issues with the in Arizona 105 since April. That's really hot. That's real. I know that everything about Everything above 90, 95 Fahrenheit is very hot. So 105 should be even more hotter than hot. So Alan, that was issues with the browser mode after the update. I don't use. I've had it installed on one of my machines. I don't remember on what machine I had it, but I never actually used it. Oh yeah, and this here, what you can see is. Let me just quickly. So. I've shown this on the last stream, so this I don't have enough USB cable. So this screen here is this instance here. I just updated it to the 2022.7 or 7.2. I was really scared of it will fail or not because this is. Let's look at here. This is unsupported version. Settings, system. Yeah, you're running unsupported installation. So as I said, this is Home Assistant supervised, installed on the Bullseye Raspbian OS. And I was really expecting it to fail because of everything, but no, it works normally, so I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know, I know why it's not supported. It's not supported because I'm using Raspbian Buster, Bullseye Buster, sorry. And you have to use Debian to be fully supported, but it's working. Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of problems with the 3.10. We had call with the devs not this Wednesday. This Wednesday was a release day. Week before that, we usually have that how it's called Home Assistant Creators Network, or what's the official name? We have official. We have two time slots. One around 7 p.m. my local time, and the other one is around midnight or 1 o'clock my local time. These are so that everybody worldwide can join. Guys in the US, of course, it's a little bit earlier for them. We had some from the New Zealand at the first slot. I know that most of the guys from the US go to the second slot. And each call we first go through the release notes where we talk about whatever. So it's very similar. It's very similar to the streams you see for the release of Home Assistant, but we also have the ability to ask questions, which you can also do on the stream, but you have to, pose the question. Here, you just talk through questions and answers. And we sometimes get more in-depth info on why something is happening. Not that this is hidden, so that information is available, but that just it may be unnecessary for everybody on the stream with release notes to listen to everything. So we were talking a lot about this 3.10 change and Bluetooth change because they are related. The biggest issue, it's a chain of events. So there were some things that were requiring 3.10 Python, so that some things can be fixed and improved inside Home Assistant. But on the other hand, there are some libraries and Bluetooth, how it's called, PyBlue or something like that. That one is hasn't been maintained for more than 4 years now. The author is not responding. There were no issues closed, things like that. So they decided Hey, Zach. By the way, there is as I mentioned before the stream began, there is a little bit of surprise. Zach today will be having stream of its own, and we managed to do something. Thank you, Zach. So Twitch has the ability of raiding somebody. So everybody watching one stream on Twitch, when it ends, they can go and visit the other stream. So yeah, Zach and I managed to do that. Everybody who will stay up to the end of the stream will automatically go to the Zach stream. Let's see if it works. I have uploaded to 2027, but restarting seems to take longer on VMM setup. Reloading integrations through developer options does, however, be quicker. Mark, okay, so I really was afraid to mess up my main setup, and I only updated my main setup. Okay, so I have two systems in the virtual machine. My recording setup, which I also records, this is a test setup, recording setup, I do betas there, everything. I think it loads a bit quicker, not that much, but a bit quicker than it was before. Reloading really is blazing fast. So today I finally did all the backups, created a snapshot of the virtual machine, and said, okay, I have free morning and I will update my main setup. And after it updated, I went into one restart cycle just to measure the time. From the moment I see connection lost in the window until the next trigger, and that is the Home Assistant is starting up, it took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, everything was finished. So Home Assistant has started. You know, the last message you see on the screen when integration, everything should be up and running. So it takes 3 minutes and 15 seconds for my system to do a full loop, which is a tiny bit faster. It's not that faster, but it's just a tiny bit faster. I think it previously took me around 4 minutes. But bear in mind that this also is whole startup process of Home Assistant is a bit sketchy. Don't just bear with me why it's quite sketchy. For example, I can see a lot of errors with template sensors because template sensors cannot be created because MQTT values have still not been pulled, and that results in a lot of one integration waiting for the other integration. If there would be a way to optimize loading of if there would be a way of optimize load of the integrations, maybe that could further improve this whole loading process. I think that currently in my system I have around 73 devices in MQTT, and those entities are used for a lot of sensors that are once again created in Home Assistant and by the templates and things like that. So I think that for me currently MQTT loading should be prioritized, have higher priority in terms of what and how is loading. But it's all gibberish to me on how things would work. I did listen and note with my head when the guys were talking about the improvements, what they have done and everything, but it wasn't that technical, but I lost them halfway there. That's why Streetway, sorry, that's why I did the second reboot, because usually, and I've noticed also some people posting on the community forums, I've just updated my system, it booted up and this failed, and they just restart the system one more time, and after that everything works. I don't know why it shouldn't work from the first time, but yeah. No problem, really. It was fun. I really want to see how it works, because Zach, everybody here is just prepping for your stream where you will finally reveal drag and drop dashboards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Twitch. I see. Alan. Yeah, I did mention. I also have. I don't Twitch. I think I never did a stream on Twitch. I do have everything prepared for Twitch, and I was considering at one point doing a restream, which can push the same stream both to YouTube and Twitch. What I said Twitch is that Twitch has something that's called Raid, and YouTube now has something that's called Redirect, which means that at the end of the stream, all the people are redirected to the other stream. In this case, if anybody stays, automatically redirect to Zach. Rasby, I have errors with all the time with my manual MQTT sensors. What kind of errors? What are you trying to do? I don't have that much sensors, but sorry Zach, I have to. By the way, I don't know who's following me here on the Twitter or not. One of the things Frank posted a couple of weeks ago was his new Home Assistant Yellow, how it arrived, and he's still keeping the plastic wrapper on it to protect the case, to not be damaged, because he's still playing with it and etc. So on the Creators Network stream, once again we were trying to push him to peel that box off, and yesterday I released 2 instruction videos on how to peel the plastic off the device. Yeah, he is. So yeah, I'm really looking. Yeah, Alan, I didn't answer. So I'm going to Italy with the family. Something that my wife planned everything. I just booked the hotel, got the vacation time, and she prepared where we will go, where we will eat, what we will see. So we're going in a. It's not northern, around Florence. So we will be in that part of the Italy for the next 5-6 days. Yeah, it will be definitely fun. We are going, sightseeing. It will not be a vacation per se, because in my opinion, vacation should be, you get somewhere, you leave your car or whatever, and you have everything in walking distance, and you do not put that much efforts in anything. So the shop has to be near, the beach has to be near, the restaurant has to be near, the bar has to be near, everything has to be near, and you just do nothing, which we will have later on in the summer. But this time we are going sightseeing, Lucca, Pisa, Siena. What else? Did I forget anything, Mirta? Firenze, yeah, of course. Florence, so yeah. That's right, Sritis. But she did prepare. She can open a travel agency. We have, for each day, it says where we are going that day. For example, the city, and what are some of the things that we definitely have to see. What are some of the optional things that we can see if we feel like it. Where we can grab lunch, depending on the tastes of each and everyone. So, yeah. There is, Alan, a lot of good food there. We like, well, actually, Croatian food. Okay, so Croatia is a funny country because we are on the same coast, Mediterranean, with the Italy. So all that part of the country that is bordering the Italy and looking towards the Italy that is on the coast, it's very similar food. It's really, really similar. The names, because at one point it was also occupied by Italy, a lot of the words and the names of the food are also Italian, but with a little bit of twist. And so we have that part, but we also have continental kitchen, which is a little bit of ours, little bit of Hungarian, because yes, we were also under Hungary, little bit of Austrian, because yeah, we were also under the Austrian Emperor. There are some twists because when there was a Turkish Empire, they also caught half of the country. So we have mix and match on every food, and it's, yeah. That is correct, Sebastian. That is correct. Resby, actually, I was not very happy because, hey, Ed, I mentioned you previously because this will be add-on for your video, one way or the other, for watering the garden. Yeah, Vic, that's correct. There are a lot of Italians going to Croatia for a vacation. There are a lot of Italians that go to vacations. Yeah. So I like pasta. We eat a lot of pasta, all types of pasta. One of my favorites and my oldest daughter in terms of Italian pasta is aglio olio peperoncini. That is the simplest dish probably you can make, but it's awesome. So that's one thing. We also like the Asian food. My daughter loves Japanese food, but that's something that we tried cooking, but we will never ever cook again. I like burgers. So, my daughter is not vegetarian, but she prefers vegetarian dishes. She can eat meat. She doesn't have anything specific against meat, but on the other hand, if she can avoid eating it, she will avoid it. So we have sometimes, and my wife works from home, or she's at home mom, but also works from home. And she spoils us, so sometimes we have 4 types of dishes each day. So each and every one of us gets a dish that he likes or prefers. So, my oldest daughter gets vegetable on grill. I get burgers. My oldest daughter gets something, and my wife gets something else. So it's really mixed. She's really great. Don't forget, Ed, don't forget to go to Zach's stream later on, because he has some good news about the draggable dashboards. No, I don't know. I don't know. I was really, Alan, I was really honored and surprised by being invited in the first wave or second wave. So I don't know. I think that Zach is responsible for that. We see Zach as a public face towards us. He's the one sending, he's the one mostly communicating and things like that. Let me catch up. Oh, wait, nice. Tour guide in Zagreb. Home away from home. Can't start low. Can we get here? So yeah, let's see what's the time. Oh, we still have. We said that if anybody still wants to join, and it's worldwide, and that's my bad, miscommunication with SwitchBot. SwitchBot will send the camera anywhere in the world. So in 7 minutes we will be using this YouTube random comment picker. I've already copied the URL. We will filter duplicate users. Let's include replies, specific texts, hashtag SwitchBot. We will not exclude anybody. We will not be adding any extra. We will not remove. Well, actually, no, we will not remove anybody. Let's see for now how many. There are 45 people. Okay, we will reload it once again later on. Yeah, the problem is, as I said, that a lot of people, Dr. Z is also on the creator network. I think he's on my time slot. In the last, it was like the last meeting we had. This was the first meeting in the morning for you, Zach. So Dr. Z was on the network. We usually have our cams on, and we chatted. And Z is Dr. Z is had his camera off, and around mid of the stream said, "Hey guys, listen. Sorry, I cannot turn on the camera. I'm in the middle of the surgery," or something like that. We were like, "Okay, don't turn the camera. No." Yeah. Okay, so Mario, thank you. So let me just check the other screen here, which is the comment section here. You do not see this one. I'm just looking at the comments for that video. Is there any held for review? You have 5 minutes. If anybody still wants to join, it's open worldwide. Sort newest first. Streetwiz, you are here. Austin, you are here. Chris, Isaac, Alan. I don't see Alan still hashtag. I just see SwitchBot without the hashtag, because it will not the robot will not catch you. Try making a new comment. So as I mentioned, the plans are, as I'm going on a vacation, I will be releasing video. It will probably be about the Ever EVVR Zigbee module. At the time I started playing with it, it was not available, but from what I've seen or heard, the guys from the Ever did a contribution to the Zigbee to MQTT repository, and device is from the 1st of July now available as part of the standard Zigbee to MQTT library. I think this one is not working. In my main setup it's working, but I still use custom converter. Yeah, sometimes the what I did is I hooked up this device. I knew that it wasn't part of the Zigbee to MQTT supported device database. I prepared everything. I started working on a custom converter, tested it. It looked okay. I went to Zigbee to MQTT GitHub to open pull request to add the support for this device, and then I've just seen that couple of lines after that. Yeah, somebody has already made it. It looks like the developers or the manufacturer made it. And if I'm not mistaken, SwitchBot, this is something that I think Frank mentioned also on the release stream. Prior to this release, SwitchBot worked and fixed their integration inside Home Assistant. So the manufacturer was working on the code, and also seeing the VVR or Ever or whatever they are called do the same thing to add support. Is that are the types of the manufacturers I would recommend. I know that Shelly at one point was also doing the same thing, improving the device support inside Home Assistant. So you have those manufacturers on one side, and then you have manufacturers that like Tuya. So these are two different manufacturers. anytime you would ask me to recommend a manufacturer, I would gladly recommend any I would gladly recommend any manufacturer that is giving something back to the community and working on the support for their own device by themselves, not just by the members of the community, is them showing that they are also appreciating the community. So that's my opinion. This is not the official opinion of Home Assistant crew, but I think that it's okay view. Alan, why not? Yeah, definitely we should have. Great, Alan. I will be willing to set up a weekly meeting through Zoom. Yeah, great. So, Ed, did you also receive the camera? Let's say it like that. If you get, we should now check the giveaway is now closed. Let me kill the comment. I think I can dismiss pin message. No, pin message gone. Thank you, Ed. Have a nice day with your family and hope you are much better than you were before. Oh, yeah, thank you. Holiday. Yeah, I always forget about that one. So, what we said. Okay, this is closed. I have to change the thumbnail and everything. Let's go to the... we do that. Actually, a lot of us. I don't want to say. I don't want to say each and every one of us, but a lot of us have interaction of the screen. For example, Mark and me. I don't know if you've seen that one. We were hanging out and playing Minecraft, and it was so terrible that we decided to repeat it once again. It was like we were chatting about everything and playing Minecraft, you know, like real. But it was awesome. Then, for example, with Ed, I talk on Discord with some other guys. I had do DMs on the Twitter. We do have a lot of interaction between us, and it's great because we don't consider each other, at least in my point of view, we don't consider each other as a possible go. Yes, okay. Sticks. So filter duplicates, yes. Include replies to comments. Filter this. Exclude blacklist. Add extra entities. Remove winners from the list. 6 plus 8 is 14. Get YouTube comments. 50 unique comments at this time. And 3, 2, 1. Copy unique URL. Copy unique URL. Where do I paste it? I paste it. Here. This is the official winner, Drew Johnson. I will be posting this also on in the comment section of the video and pin it. Drew, if you see this one, drop me a line, send me email to the whatever at BeardedTinker.com, the best email address, whatever, and I'll need your shipping address for this one. But as I said on the beginning of the stream, I will still be having one extra unboxed SwitchBot camera, and this one will be going towards the September 3-year anniversary. And on that 3-year anniversary, I will be giving away a bunch of stuff that I got that I didn't use, or just maybe use for a couple of minutes to record video, or 1 hour to record video, and I don't use. I will be at that point also giving this SwitchBot lock, which I still have to record video. I will do that video when I get back from the vacation, also this one. And those are the things that will also be going towards the September giveaway. Yeah, I buy. I think my wife has left. That's why I can tell this. Mirta. So I buy a lot of stuff that I at the end even cannot use. So there is no way. So there is no way for me to use this because I don't have garden. So yeah. Thank you, Streetfish. Yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I know that Drew was hitting a lot thumbs up, so that's why he won. I told you in the video, the more you press thumbs up, the higher the chance you have. Not really, but Promic, yes. So these cameras, SwitchBot has SwitchBot app, and SwitchBot app is using AVS. It's completely separate system from all the other Chinese manufacturers. So they are using Amazon Web Services or whatever. But you can get camera working inside Home Assistant via the Tuya integration, and of course, and you can use this Tuya integration. So this here, overview. Wait till it loads. So this camera here behind is the Tuya. Come on. Ah, great. This is a Tuya integration. Tuya integration, one device, and this is W03 smart camera, and this is the SwitchBot camera. So SwitchBot integration currently in Home Assistant is only for the Bluetooth or hub connected devices, although the camera is also using, or it isn't using hub. I don't know, camera is using direct Wi-Fi connection. So SwitchBot integration inside Home Assistant is for Bluetooth devices, while this device is Wi-Fi device, but it can log in to both SwitchBot account and also to Tuya app. So if you have Smart Life Tuya app, you can add the camera to Smart Life app and then integrate inside Home Assistant. So this is done. Oh, I'm sweating. It's not that warm. My youngest daughter is somewhere on the coast. She went with the school, with one friend from the school, and she's just finished 5th grade. So she will be doing a 6th grade next year. Our education system has the elementary school 8 years, then the high school 4 years, then the university. So she's a 6th grade. Will be 6th grade, and yeah, she learned how to play poker. Not bad. Not bad. What did you do this summer? I played. Kids from high school teach me how to play poker, and I've beaten them all. Yeah. Depends on. Yeah. Of course, I've never played with Sonoff cameras. My main cameras, which are hooked up to the surveillance station, are D-Link cameras, and 2 of them, and one is a Reolink camera. But that's different category, different type. I did have indoor pan tilt camera, but that was also D-Link. It was the old camera. It was, I think, 5010L, something like that. And they just killed support for it completely. So it could be used locally but it wasn't that good. I think that image was 640 by 480 or something like that. So the image quality was bad, the software was bad, blah blah. So I just decided to recycle it. So it went to recycling bin. Now I still have in a test location this Untitled camera from SwitchBot. And I'll probably, my camera, this one, I will give it to a friend who has a baby and he can use it as a baby monitor. It does. Chris, that's correct. That's correct. I don't know how many of you have Home Assistant app installed on mobile phone and really are taking advantage of all of the sensors that are provided by the app. For example, my youngest daughter, she has mobile phone and she's on prepaid, which means that each month I pay something like 9 euros, and she can have one or 2 gigs of data traffic and a lot of minutes and SMSs, because she doesn't need that much. Mostly she's in the Wi-Fi range, so she went on vacation, of course, used up all the data in 2 days, and that's when I finally created sensors. Okay, that's when I finally activated or started using sensors inside Home Assistant. Let me show you that one. That's my main setup. Let me just quickly switch the screen. This one here. So as you can see, this is currently tracking her daily and monthly data limits. But mobile data, I'm not tracking total because total also counts Wi-Fi. I'm not interested in Wi-Fi. This one is using utility meter. Her prepaid card is reset, I think, every month on 20th. So I created utility meter that on each of 20th of the month it would reset that. So yeah, that's it. Vic, yeah, why not? But most of my D-Link and Relink cameras are using RTSP or RTMP, which is very similar to RTSP. I do have a couple of cameras. I think I'm actively using 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 7 cameras. 4 of them are cheap Chinese, and sometimes you get cheap Chinese products that are good. These are terrible, but they are now 2 years old. I almost said they are less than a year. No, they are now 2 years old or something like that, and they did cost something. So I cannot just I don't want to just throw them away. They work sometimes. Yeah. So that's why I would prefer to have Relink. Why I mention Relink? Because I think that in comparison to Hikvision, Anke, so Anke is also subdivision of Hikvision. Everything is Hikvision. So you have Hikvision and the rest of the world. And Relink is not part of the Hikvision group, and a lot of people have something against the Hikvision cameras because of the association with the Chinese military or government or whatever. Also, a lot of companies, even the government buildings here, use Hikvision cameras, so they probably have nothing against that. But as far as I know, and as far as I was able to verify myself, Relink is separate from them. The price of the product is normal, not cheap, but not too high. And the quality of the camera is really good. And I have, for example, one of my friends has self-service washing station, and he has, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 cameras. He had previously classic standard CCTV cameras. He exchanged it for Relink, and he is really happy with how it works. Don't get me wrong. I don't say that any other cameras are bad, but I just want to say that so far I had really good history with Relink cameras. And yes, I think two or three streams ago I mentioned that the Relink camera died. As a matter of fact, that camera didn't die. And I will not say what happened because I just cannot get it out of my mouth how stupid I was. But that camera is also working. So I've moved that camera already to the summer house, and I will exchange 2 of the cameras I have there with 2 of the better cameras I also had from previously, so I hope to improve that there. Yeah. Hi Nigel. Mark Jones, have you seen the Has Agent project for Windows PC? Set it up today. I've seen it. I didn't try it. I didn't try it. I've seen it. Yeah, Vic. I'm all for that. If it works and suits your needs, don't do overkill. Just go with whatever suits your needs. For example, this camera, Relink sent me that 1810A camera, and that camera is overkill for where I've located it. But I love it because it now has the floodlight. Sorry, not flashlight, floodlight. And I think I have it at 40% now, and it's been able to provide me with the night light whenever we are approaching our apartment. It just turns on. We just walk to the apartment. We have light and everything. I don't have to go for the switch or use my mobile phone to turn on the switch in front of the apartment. So, but the camera itself is overkill. There is no vehicle where the camera is located, and it has vehicle detection, pet detection. But the pet detection doesn't work that good. From 100 times the dog passes in front of camera, it will detect it one time. And oh yeah, by the way, for those that missed, I got myself GoPro 10. Yeah, local price was interesting, plus the SD card, of course, that I have to go, plus I now have to buy extra battery, but I will also buy that stick that has internal, because I did play a bit with settings. I think that I recorded overall 5 minutes or maximum 10 minutes of video, and those 10 minutes at 4K 30 frames per second, normal vision, which means shorter, not the fisheye lens type. It just drained 40% of the battery or something like that. I have Rogue E1 Zoom that you said self. It looks like. I never. So good stuff. One of the benefits if you do videos and you get to certain number of subscribers, or your name is mentioned a couple of times, is that vendors start contacting you and sending stuff. Relink was, by the way, one of the first companies that approached me ever. They did offer me a ton of other cameras to send, but I've never ever wanted battery powered cameras, which I myself would use battery powered cameras, but I try to, each item I record video on, it has to be able to nicely integrate inside Home Assistant. If not Home Assistant, then Synology. And battery powered cameras they're great for some usages, but they are not that good for Home Assistant integration. I don't consider them that good. I wish, because if I would ever be able to find a good battery powered camera, that would solve one issue I myself have. So yeah, I really am looking for a good battery powered camera. Let's see what's going on my cameras. And yeah, I finally closed the issue on my repository for the solar weather station. I consider this project now done. I still have to update different repository where I keep only the items related to solar weather station. But this is now rain gauge. It's working. It has been tested on the rain. It can track today's, weekly, monthly, and yearly weather. It is using the door window contact sensor instead of the cable attached to the solar weather station. This is solar weather station. Zero glitches so far since it's been in production. Although I still am using old battery inside. I just opened Dispute a couple of days ago because it's now been more than 3 months since I ordered the battery from China and they didn't arrive. So I'll be closing that, getting my money back and buying batteries locally. But I'm pretty happy how it ended up. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing that I recorded, but what does it say? Uptime 11 minutes ago. It should update. You see, I just said it works perfectly and it says that uptime 11 minutes ago and it should update every 6 minutes. It did update now. It did update just now. Yeah, it did just now change the values here. 14 seconds ago. But it looks like this sensor and this is the Unify. Yeah. Okay, Unify. I will sell that everything. Yeah, hate it. So and the other thing that I'm looking for I wouldn't call it a perfect solution for the plant sensor, but something that would be simple. I don't have Z-Wave controller. I was offered just a couple of days ago. I know that some of the other creators were also approached by the same. Yeah, I did break it. I was approached couple of. So it was. We had Creators Network stream on 10 days ago, and it was like day before that. A guy contacted me, and on that stream I found out that others were also contacted, and he was offering to send a free Z-Wave. Yeah, my family needs it, and I need to embed tracker in my daughter. She's again going out. Where do you? When will you be back? Okay, yeah. So I don't have any Z-Wave device to test. So why would I want to test Z-Wave dongle if I don't have a single Z-Wave device that I can test it with? And the other problem was that if I would showcase that device, it would take probably 1 hour before I would start receiving hate mails. The guy that is selling them was originally from Russia, and if you scroll something through the web page, you would see that he has some kind of a connection with Russia. And I just warned the other guys, okay, listen, just be careful. If you get that product, we already have had all of us, really all, I think from the 10 people I contact from the Creators Network, from other creators that are doing videos on Home Assistant. Bog! Sorry, screamed the mic. From 10 of the other people who are creating network, 10 of them had hate mails. I did have some personalized content there. And it was easier just to avoid, unfortunately, that subject. Is there a way to make a Zigbee smart plugs report its state to Home Assistant every 1 to 2 minutes? Just like, no. Oh, no. No. Actually, Extreme Ideas, it really depends on the plug itself. Let's go to, this is my main setup. Smart plug. I'll find it. I have, no. Oh, so before I go, so this is rebranded RTX. I don't know, I've never heard of the company. I see that it is some kind of Polish company selling a lot of stuff. This is rebranded Tuya device. Back to devices. No. Oh, okay, this one. There is some kind of rule for Zigbee network on when they update their state. I don't know if you can initiate from within Home Assistant this refresh. Here you can. You see that each time I press this button, this value changes for the link quality. But I'm not really. So there is a max repeat interval. I think that if it doesn't report in this period specified time, the device is considered to be offline, something like that. But I don't think that it depends, first of all, on type of devices. Plugs are usually plugged in, which are mains power devices, and those should have more frequent. But I don't think that you can simply just select and say, okay, this device has to report whatever. Wow. Oh, I'm home alone, me and the dog. Now we can talk dirty stuff. Has anybody seen the insides of this? Oh, let's look at this. I have something that I want to open. Oh, Streetwiz, you still haven't updated to 7.2. It's been out for more than 12 hours now. Yeah. So I have here on the desk Microsoft Surface Pro 7, which I still have to return to the company because I got a new one. Not Surface Pro, I got the laptop. Yeah. But I have Surface Pro 4, which I used previously, and when I went to vacation, I didn't want to take my company's notebook, so I took that one. I replaced inside of that. No, I cannot. I've spent so much money lately that it's terrible. It's really terrible. No. So unfortunately, I will be throwing it away. It's still halfway working. The ghosting on the screen started to show up, meaning that on the screen you get ghost touch operations. So the digitizer thinks that something is touching it. And the battery has once again swollen inside, so I would have to replace battery. Battery costs 100 euros. This laptop now costs less than 100 euros. So I decided, but it was, and the third reason why I would not replace the battery, because if you consider, let me just take my shoot. That was spilled energy drink. Give me a second. I have back in 5. Yeah. It's good that I didn't spill the whiskey because I would be leaking the green screen or this green pad now. But I spilled my energy drink on the Raspberry Pi too. Okay. Yeah, and there goes the Spar sponsorship. But let me try. So, wow. It would be awesome to be able to use. Yeah, so it would be awesome to be able to use this as a touch screen if you have old working device for Home Assistant. It's really thin. If we compare it, that was the keyboard. So let's look at caliper. I don't have caliper here. So it's about 8 millimeters. Thin, great touchscreen, and it would really be awesome to be able to use this device as a wall-mounted touchscreen for Home Assistant. But no, this one is still working. It is very slow. My boss got really angry because I didn't report I have such a slow PC, and I immediately got a new one. Let me move it away, but I didn't return it still, so I had to return it. So my idea was to use that Surface Pro 4 mounted on the wall and have perfect dashboard, you know, fast touchscreen, everything working nicely. But also the USB port died. So I have ghosting on the screen, swelled up battery, and the only USB port on that device died. And why I say the only USB port, the reason is that I wanted to change the operating system, and there is no other way to do it. I could in theory pull out the NVMe, hook it up somewhere, and I just said no, I simply do not want to play with it again. Expensive, yeah, it is, but I think that, oh my god, yes, please send those messages. I love them. Why can't I report unwanted pornography or sexually explicit material? Report. Something is so lagging on my PC. Why is it so slow? So, yeah, it's possible to use Android. And I will be also making a video on this Scream. We will not be calling this Screen anymore. We will be calling this Scream. Let me just kill this, move this. So this is a very thin display, but I already had that. Thank you, Streetwiz. Why I see them still here? Why is this so slow? Okay, it just took a bit of time. So I also wanted to try and put the Home Assistant OS directly on it. I have fetish. I don't know. I have at least 5 or 6 or 7 instances of Home Assistant running, and I wanted to try if you can create a portable Home Assistant once again on the Surface Pro. But yeah, so I decided just against it. I also don't have any working Android tablets anymore. I had 3 of them, and I've just recycled all 3 because on one I had problem with the battery, which cannot be replaced, and yeah. Second one had broken screen, and the third one the connector broke. But those were so cheap that it was easier to throw them away and get new one than to repair them. Well, so we have 40 minutes until I have to finish the stream because Zach is starting his own stream and we have to go and watch him do the drag and drop dashboards, or yeah, cards. We had on the last each and every Creator Network stream we poke him about that. Currently there is he was really working on that, but there are some issues that he's unable to resolve. So yeah, that's the reason why it's still not working. Extreme. So I have main setup and recording setup, which are the same. One is both are running in a virtual machine manager. Then I have one running the Docker version, so I can test things directly in Docker without the supervisor. Then I have this one plus also one similar to this that can... What's this? Oh, by the way, did you know that this one also has a mic? I have 2 similar like this. So these ones are a Raspberry operating system with supervised running on that, and I also have Intel NUC. But I didn't say anything wrong, Zach, did I? Yeah, they are currently so. But that's true. That's true, Street Wiz. We asked him for just one thing, and I have to be honest. I have a couple of those things. Couple of things that I've been asked to do, and I'm just postponing because it's really so hard. For example, drag and drop. It's a drag and drop, yeah. One thing that I said I will be recording video on is this touch screen / heating control system / and I never did, and probably I will never do video, so I will be giving that one away even before I make a video. I promise to make a video on password recovery or how to enter your Home Assistant password recovery depending on the type of the installation you have. So it's not an issue for the Docker version if you have access to the file, but if you do not have terminal access to your PC, to your Home Assistant instance, there is, I wouldn't say, you can have really hard time resetting your password in Home Assistant. So this is, I think that yeah. So that's why I never created video, because I wanted to create video that depending on the type of the installation you have, you can do that. So that's it. Jeff, do you know what Zach told us about that? now you have mushroom card and Dwayne's dashboard. Use that. And you can have cards that span across multiple columns. That was his answer on the dragon drops. Dragon drop. Okay. So yeah, there are really some things that are really hard. I wish I will ask guys if they're considering on making some kind of easier password reset functionality, because as I mentioned, if you run it in a environment where you cannot access the operating system or where you cannot access via terminal files, even backup will not help you, because after the backup you would be asked to reset to type in the password. So it would be a really great way to have some kind of embedded functionality to reset home assistant. For example, add it to the Nabucasa cloud service. You know, if you want to reset, go to Nabucasa cloud service if you have account there and do it through the Nabucasa, something like that. How many of you did try to reset password or forgotten your home assistant password? I had one issue, but thank God I record videos. Drag and drop. So thank God I record videos, and when I was creating my new instance on the new recording setup, I made a typo, and I'm not bearded. I have double E's somewhere. And I went back to the recording and watched what I typed, and I figured out there was a mistake in the name, so I had figured out my username for the account, and I was able to get back in without resetting. Password manager. Yeah, I use it too. I use Bitwarden or Vault Warden, locally hosted on my Synology. I really like the Vault Warden. And it helped me a lot of times. I also keep all the personal details, you know, social security number, or help, what's called OIB, which is similar to VAT number but not the VAT number. National ID number, passport number, things like that. Everything is there, and it really helped me a lot with filling out the forms. And unfortunately, you have to fill out a lot of forms. Just a second, please. Hola. And the sponsor of today's stream is SBudget energy drink Pirsch. It's whatever it is. That's also a great option. It's peach. It really is peachy. Yeah, I really wish there was a better way of handling UI. I fight with that a lot. My UI is far from perfect. It will never be perfect. I would rather find somebody and pay him to do my user interface than work on it myself. I don't have concentration to do that stuff. You can see it with my test setup. So everything I do, I push downstairs, and now because there are so many items in the UI, I'm too lazy to flip them one by one with the arrow upstairs. So I just go down, and add more stuff at the end. Priority you can set up in Go Priority 1. Also secondary backup account. Yeah, I don't. I just hope that my Vault Warden will work forever, because yeah, that's it. I don't have a secondary backup account. My kids and wife also had account, but I don't think that they even know what the password is. I think I created account in my system or this in system and just installed the app and activated it there. So yeah, that would be really an issue. Yeah. It is. Oh, by the way, I was pushed. Who did it? Somebody on my Discord server. Who was it? Let me search for a second. Nerdban on the Discord server had one question on something that, there are tons of integrations that you end up never using. You see something in HACS, you look at it and just, okay, because you don't go into details. So he made me read more stuff about this one. And it's PowerCalc. I don't know if you've seen that one and who is using that one. So it's HACS component integration called PowerCalc. Jeff, but what if you are using virtual machine? No, Mark, no. I tried, I played, but I don't see a use on it. Don't get me wrong, I don't see a use in it. That's why I even created a floor plan, everything prepared, like Dr. Z did a couple of years ago. And I just said, I don't have a reason to go there. As I said, nobody is using UI at my place. Nobody. The only reason, for example, my wife has recently started using the UI is to go and check the temperature, inside and external temperature, to see if she should close the window or she should open the window in the evening. That's it. So I'm the only person ever using the UI. All they do is use voice, and other stuff are automations, which at the end smart home should be automated. You shouldn't be able to, or shouldn't need to do anything. It should be automatic. So that's why I don't spend that much time on the user interface. What now? It should restart. Oh, let's test how fast it restarts. Check configuration, restart. This is my test setup. It's a bit slower. And while it is restarting, let's switch to my main setup. Give me a second. Oh, I have to restart my main setup because the problem is I was updating HACS before the start of the stream. Okay, let's see how... I think that this one will take a bit longer. Yeah, same here, Streetwiz, same here. Lights and things like that are all controlled via the voice, and most of the stuff is automated. So there is no need to control some of the stuff even with the voice or via the UI. For example, even this open and close the windows command is verbalized. The system itself my home tells us when we should close the windows because the external temperature has begun to climb and it's still cooler inside, and vice versa in the evening when the internal temperature becomes higher than the external one, it tells you to open the windows to let in the cold air. So as you said, yeah, most of the stuff is either voice or automated. I go and check, you know, graphs and things like that, but at the end I don't need to do that. I just, you know, look at statistics, for example, look how fast or what are the trends in something, etc. Okay, it's not super fast, but it's fast. Jeff, yeah, that's why I said I want to have this one, you know, just to have something when guests come, ooh, look at this nice touch screen. But at the end, I think nobody will be using it. Each of my kids in its own room has Zigbee remotes with multiple commands, which allow them to do most of the stuff they can also do via the voice. Then they also have Google speakers, which allows them to verbalize the actions. And I'm also in the process of getting some more sensors that would fill the gap in some of the automations that still have to be done. For example, I will be adding now the motion sensors inside the rooms, not the Akara new ones that now cost not $100 or $90. Then you can now get them for, I think I've seen them for $69. I think that Louis said that you can get them for $49, but I've never seen them so cheap so far, and the price is just too high for them. I can resolve most of these things with the motion sensor. So I will be getting some more motion sensors for the kids' rooms just to trigger based on some of the stuff. And I'm also considering using the pressure sensors in the bed to trigger some other things. Yeah, that's also true. So I agree with you, Streetwiz, but I've rambled about it a couple of times that we sometimes talk about, you know, this is something that Louis was rambling on the Twitter, and he said, I will put it in my words, it started to punishing vendors that just put the label smart because the device itself has a Wi-Fi or something like that. But that's it. If UI is not smart stuff, UI is just visualization of the data that can be completely static and have no logic behind it. For example, even without Home Assistant, you can create some kind of panel that would show you what lights in the apartment are on and off based on the state of the switch. And this is what the UI at the end is. What should make home smart are our automations that are really automating stuff. And I don't mean automation that when I press the button, that light turns on. This is not smart. This is just same as if I would have a wall-mounted switch. Smart would be, for example, which I still haven't done, and I'm guilty of that because my home is far from smart, far from smart. One of the automation that I plan to do, which would be, for example, smart, is that my home, when it sees that I started streaming, and thank God I created video on how you can track that state, would, for example, turn on this LED strip, which I forget all the time to turn on, but also maybe on the speakers in kids' room and the living room said, no, Dad started to stream, please don't keep the TV down or something like that. Which would be, it's still not smart because it has zero intelligence in it, but it has some kind of, trigger-based automation. $330. That's okay. That's great for this system because this system is old and before this update, it really took a long time Oh, so Zach is starting in 20 minutes. Okay. Let's go and check PowerCalc. If you haven't seen it, it's really awesome. No, this system doesn't. Oh, by the way, if anybody has Uptime Kuma, I think that you've noticed that you now have to add Uptime Kuma. So it's binary sensor, binary underscore sensor dot Uptime Kuma underscore, and then the sensor name. So you have to add that Uptime Kuma underscore for it to make it work. How it's called? A PowerCalc. If I could type. This one here. Awesome. I don't know if there is a will, if somebody wants, I will create a video on it. It's really awesome. So, custom component that calculates estimated power consumption of lights and appliances. But there is a catch. It has database of lights. So, when you install it, you install the HSCS component. Then in the configuration YAML file, you just add the PowerCalc and once again restore it. And it will go through it would go to the list of lights in your home assistant and search for the attributes of the lights. So for example, it says IKEA GU10 light, and it automatically knows that this type of light uses this much power when in standby and this much power when in 100%. And then it also has table for ton of lights to calculate how much power it's drawing when it's cold white, warm light, at 30%, etc. And it creates energy sensor based on that. So for each and every light you have in your apartment, it creates automatic power monitoring sensor. So you can add that to dashboard. Then you can group devices. So you can, for example, group all lights, group all media players. And by the way, yes, you can also add switches and media players. So for example, your media player is TV. And you add, my TV, power consumption of my TV when standby is 20 watts, when it's running, it's 100 watts. And it will automatically track in what state it is and calculate how much power it is consuming. Then you can create switch, and you know that, for example, your PC is on the switch. And it will say, okay, when the switch is on, it is using 300 watts. So for each of those devices, it creates power monitor, energy trackers or power monitors. Then you can group devices and add them all to energy tab. And it really allows you to very easily track the overall usage of your apartment based on the type of the devices. Anybody noticed I'm working in a sales? Yeah. Daniel, unfortunately, well, there is a way, but I'm not going to do it. I will show you something. Daniel, there is a way, but I will not. I will show you this in a second. So, set up power sensors. There is supported models. Let's see them. So these are all the supported light bulbs. And it will automatically calculate power usage for those devices. Installation is this, configuration. So you have option to manually configure devices. So for example, you have Zigbee power switch and you've hooked up the light bulb to it, or fridge or something. You can then create everything: standby power, disabled power, maximum usage power. It can be linear usage or non-linear usage, or non-linear, etc. So there are also it can it does work with WLED strips, so it can pull the data from the WLED strip. You just have to specify what voltage is this WLED strip using, and it would calculate what is the power consumption of the ESP board on the WLED strip, and then also the power consumption of the strip itself. So it's really, really, really awesome. I've started working. There is a on my GitHub repository where I keep Home Assistant configuration, I've started documenting this process. I've created so far a lot of the stuff has been pulled in automatically. I do have to fix one thing. My balcony light has not been initially configured as it should be. It was configured as a switch, not as a light. Now I have to convert it, etc. And also my WLED strips were not automatically recognized, so I have to add them manually. But that's just like 2 minutes of work. So, how can I automatically check if upgrading to the latest Home Assistant version will break something in my setup? Let me show you. It's not easy. I promise you it's not easy. I have it. So each time, let me just find the link. Commits, because there was one failed commit, I think. Where is it? Everything is going okay. So each time I do any change of my configuration, when I push it on a GitHub, it automatically tests a couple of things. It tests the YAML int, so is the YAML written correctly, spacing and everything. The second thing is remark link, okay. But then I test it then I test my configuration against the current, which is the running version, the Home Assistant version I'm running my Home Assistant with. Stable, this is the latest stable release, which is, for example, I was running 6.7, but the latest stable was 7.2, so it would test against 6.7, 7.2, against the beta version, and also against the developer version. Testing against the dev and beta version allows me to see if there will be in the future some issues with my installation. So, for example, if something is changed in Home Assistant that will not be supported on my system, I see this even before it gets pushed to the stable release. And it's not easy. It is easy, but there is a lot of tinkering to get this working. And I think that at the end, this is the closest you will get to automatically checking your configuration. What it really does, it takes, how it works, this GitHub workflow is, it takes whole of my configuration, everything I've configured in my Home Assistant without add-ons, so whole my configuration, and it installs different types of the Home Assistances, and it then runs through this and see if the system can boot or not. And as I said, it's not easy, but yeah. Hey Stepan, nice seeing you. So I've missed something completely, so probably an expensive remote control isn't smart. That's correct, Rick. That's correct. That's why I really have. I don't consider my home to be smart home. It can be automated or automated, but it's still not smart. I really wish it would be smart. Check it. Best way to read Frank's. Daniel, as Streetwiz said, the only 100% sure way to check is really to read the documentation, at least breaking changes and farewells, to see if something has been completely removed or if there is any impact. Everything else may skip something. There was an add-on that was checking configuration, but that add-on is obsolete, it's been removed, it's not working, etc. So that add-on, even if you try, I think that a lot of people had that add-on, this version, were running it and received errors and said, oh listen, there is a problem with the latest. No, this add-on has been scrapped for some time, it's been deprecated. And by the way, we have to talk about that before the end of the stream. So Um, this is something that has to be done with the also on the creators network stream. We talked a lot about this Bluetooth and the issue with Bluetooth and how the devs were trying to push the code owners for the components for the Bluetooth that will be deprecated, and they were unable to push them. So I asked, is there a way for Home Assistant devs? Because Home Assistant devs are developing new functionality and they are maintaining the core. The core also has integrations. Some of those integrations are maintained by the Home Assistant developers, but a lot of the integrations that are internal, not HSCS, but internal Home Assistant integrations, have people like you and me, except not like me because I don't know how to do it because I'm not a programmer, that develop specific integrations. And sometimes people just, move on. They create something works, and they move on. They close the GitHub, they die, whatever. They stop maintaining integration. Home Assistant currently has 1,500 or 1,600 integrations itself. Devs don't know what's going on with the integrations. They don't control the integrations. Most of the integrations are controlled by the code owners. And the problem with those 5-6 integrations that we're using, older version of Bluetooth, is that the developers that are maintaining them didn't respond to calls from the Home Assistant devs. So my question was, what we as users can do to clean up the integrations? But this is also a painful process. What can end up? For example, I opened YouTube when there was an issue with the YouTube HSCS component. I opened issue and nobody responded. That in the end, Johnny fixed that, and Pinky Wafer pulled that. But my issue was open for 2-3 weeks without a single word from the developers. I also opened issue with the Reddit component developer. He never reported back. In HSCS, you have ability to report code that hasn't been maintained. So what Home Assistant devs are trying to say is that if you find a component that you open in Home Assistant, you open ticket. In the Home Assistant issues, you open ticket for the internal integration and don't get response on that, or the ticket is automatically closed after 3 months of non-activity. Open a new one saying, I think that this integration should be removed because it's not actively maintained. That's the only way to keep the ecosystem clean. Nobody can keep it clean but ourselves. So if you find something that is not working, if your issues that are maintained by somebody else, not the main developers, are not handled for a long period of time, if something gets broken with the update in Home Assistant and the maintainer doesn't fix it, we are the ones who should report it, tag somebody from the team, Home Assistant developer team, and say, listen guys, nobody's maintaining this component, there hasn't been any update in the last year. And A, they will either try to see if they can do something, or B, if that's something that they cannot handle, if they cannot find the new maintainer, they will just remove that integration, because it's much easier to lose support for something than have nominal integration inside the system and still not working. So yeah. Well, I've been talking a lot. We have 7 minutes until I will end the stream, and we will automatically be transferred to the Zach stream, and I have to see how this is working. Let me just open my... let me open here. What I want to open YouTube, go to my channel. So it's live. Oh, I'm live. Oh no, I'm not alive. I'm alive. Okay, that's different. Only 7 likes. Come on, guys, thumbs up. I really should do more of that. Okay, it's working. So, any final thoughts before we are automatically? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. There has been. I've been tracking some of the HAS integrations and the process of getting them from HACS to the core, and then getting not approved and ending up once again in HACS. So HACS is not standard Home Assistant. HACS is not standard Home Assistant integration. So it's something that has been developed by the enthusiasts and people wanted to get more out of Home Assistant with the stuff that was not in the Home Assistant. At first I thought that Home Assistant will maybe, when it started, maybe even try to block HACS, but what I've seen is complete shift. So the Home Assistant devs, this has been taken a bit out of context, but not in a negative way. So I've seen them start to use HACS and push some things through the HACS component, because they say also the question is really, should all those integrations be standard part of Home Assistant? Maybe there should be some kind of cleanup and, leave in a standard Home Assistant integrations, first 500 integrations in terms of how many people are using it. So, and rest be moved to HACS, where you can download and install the component. Because remember that each of those 1,500 or 600 integrations that is part of the Home Assistant is part of the code base, is part of something that you download with each update, with each ever. And maybe the Home Assistant could be potentially lighter if those are moved to HACS, because, I don't know, there are only 40 users that use Reddit integration. And all 500,000 people that have Home Assistant pool and download this Reddit integration each time they update their system. Yes, but it's becoming more. It's becoming not just incubator, but I think that it is becoming a place where there will be also a lot more commits from the Home Assistant developers themselves. Music Assistant is something that's been worked on, and I really like the future addition of local-only voice assistant and not using the Stanford one. So moving away from ADA, moving away from all of that, having finally something locally that will be automatically working, like the not Raspbian, Raspia, I forget always how it's called. So something like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's it, Johnny. And okay, this is also my plea. Home Assistant guys are starting certification program for the hardware, which they want because they got burned with Tuya a lot, and then they want to start the certification program with hardware. More people upload or allow analytics, the bigger leverage they have against the hardware vendors. The idea is that this will be an opt-in for the hardware vendors, where they can get certified that A, their solution is working locally, B, data is secure, C, nothing goes to cloud, D, it works 100% with Home Assistant. Home Assistant can update it, can integrate it, can do whatever with it. This would be a program that would be talked directly with each of the vendors. The more people allow the analytics to be shared with Home Assistant crew, cumulative, not personal data, cumulative data, you know, how many people are using it, how many people are using overall Home Assistant, is leverage for them to show, listen, 500,000 people are using our system. So 500,000 people can select if they will buy product A or product B. If your product is A and it works locally, it has integration, it would be preferred. Not that Home Assistant would be selling any hardware, but it would be easier to convince hardware manufacturers to custom development towards local needs, no cloud, Home Assistant, etc. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to share before we end up this stream. And I have 5, 4, 3. So Mario Tomšić, thank you for super chat. Alan, thank you for super chat. Zlatko Marić, Zlaja, thank you for joining and becoming a subscriber. Thanks everybody. Congrats to the winner. And I will be now ending a stream, and we should be automatically ended up in the lap of the Zach. Don't forget to ask him, hey Zach, what's with drag and drop dashboard? Thank you all for joining. Bye bye.